Yes, children, we had studied so far about the states of matter, different states of matter and the properties. And we started off with the change of state. So let us understand this change of state once again. The change of state begins when the physical condition changes. Physical condition means normal two conditions, temperature and pressure. When the temperature and pressure gets changed, the physical condition changes. So we therefore note down the change of state from solid to liquid is called melting. When a solid is heated, it gets the heat, it takes the heat energy from the surrounding or from atmosphere or external heating is done. The change of state from solid to liquid is known as melting. Understood? So melting is a process of change of state from solid to liquid. This needs heat energy which is taken from the surrounding. Understood? Ice melts to form water. And change of state from liquid to gases is known as boiling, on heating. When water on heating boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Understood it? So change of state from solid to liquid is known as melting, and liquid to gas is non-heating, then it is known as boiling or vaporization. That I'll come to that point later. Understood it? And melting point. Normally when it is asked, define melting point, you say the point at which a solid melts. Which point? So when you write on it, it should be mentioned that the temperature at which solid melts is known as melting point. The temperature at which a solid melts is known as melting point, and the temperature at which a liquid boils is known as boiling point. Understood it clearly? Remember one condition. The change of state will take place when the physical conditions are changed. Temperature change, change of state. Pressure change, change of state take place. Understood it? It's not necessary when the pressure is changed, solid is going to change something else. So all the physical state gets changed. So solid to liquid is melting, and liquid to gas on heating is known as boiling, and the reverse process. Understood it? What happens when a liquid is cooled? It gets converted into solid. When a gas is cooled, it gets converted into liquid. So reverse process. Solid to liquid is known as melting, and liquid to solid is known as solidification. Understood it? Liquid to gas on heating is known as boiling, and gases to liquid on cooling is known as condensation. Understood it clearly? Liquid, solid to liquid on heating, it is melting. And liquid to solid on cooling is known as solidification. And liquid to gas on heating is boiling. And gases to liquid on cooling is condensation. Understood it clearly? How this condensation is a process, what we call it as distillation is also again another term which can be used. You know that how this alcohols are being manufactured in distilleries. What happens when it is heated? The alcohol vapors are obtained. Condensation of that alcohol vapors will produce liquid. That is, distillation is a process of conversion, India process. What is? The liquid is converted into gas, and the gas is cooled to get the liquid is known as distillation. Whereas liquid to gas on heating is boiling, and that gas to liquid on cooling is condensation. Condensation is a process of conversion of liquid gas into liquid. Understood? And liquid to gas on heating is boiling. And these two processes combined, we get what we call it as distillation. Understood it clearly? So note down, the melting point is the temperature at which a solid melts. And freezing point is the temperature at which a liquid gets converted into the solid. So what can we say? Ice melts at 0 degrees Celsius. So therefore melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. And water is frozen to ice at 0 degrees Celsius. Therefore the freezing point of water is also 0 degrees Celsius. So common sentence, what can we say? The melting point of a solid and freezing point of its liquid are the same provided atmospheric condition is the same. The temperature at which solid melts and the temperature at which a liquid is converted into solid is the same. Same method, the other one. The boiling point of a liquid and the condensation point of a liquid are the same. When water gets converted into steam at 100 degrees Celsius, steam will be converted into water also at 100 degrees Celsius. When the temperature is 100 and below, we get water. When the temperature is at 100, we get steam. You understood it clearly? So melting point, freezing point, boiling point, and condensation. And distillation is a process. You understood it clearly? The next term is when a solid is converted into its gas directly, that process is known as sublimation. Ammonium chloride, iodine, camphor, naphthalene, etc. These are the materials which undergo sublimation. You know that when the winter clothes are preserved, we put naphthalene balls. And the next season, when it comes, we open the cupboard and we see the size of the naphthalene ball gets reduced. It gets converted into a smaller one because naphthalene is a substance which undergoes sublimation. The naphthalene solid balls, what we kept, it is getting converted to naphthalene vapors. That smell spreads that cupboard completely. So no insect can reach over there. So your winter clothes remain safe. Understood it? Why don't we put simple common salt? Because it does not get converted into vapors. It does not have any smell. So naphthalene balls, it has got the characteristic smell. So when that is put in a cupboard and we close the cupboard, then what happens? The naphthalene undergoes sublimation and the naphthalene vapors are everywhere in that cupboard. So your cloth remains safe over there. Understood it? So change of state from solid to gas directly is known as sublimation, and likewise, and gases to solid or directly without undergoing through the liquid state is known as sublimation. It is one and the same. Solid to gas without liquid, and gases to solid without liquid is known as sublimation. Understood it? Clear? Now, another term you write down, latent heat. L-A-T-E-N-T, latent heat. It is the amount of heat needed. It is the amount of heat needed for the change of state, without any change in the temperature at the normal, without any change in the temperature under the normal condition. So latent heat is the amount of heat needed for the change of state. Like we take water or ice, we take it. We can have ice at 0 degrees Celsius and water also at 0 degrees Celsius. What have I told you? Melting point of ice and freezing point of water are the same. So at 0 degrees Celsius, we can have water, we can have ice. The water at 0 degrees Celsius has got more heat energy in the form of latent heat. We have ice at 0 degrees Celsius. So the heat needed for the change of state, not for rise in temperature. That's right. Heat needed for the change of state is known as latent heat. You know, when we put a certain ice cubes are taken, you put a thermometer into that. The thermometer reading will show 0 degrees Celsius. Pure water, pure ice is taken, it shows 0 degrees Celsius. Understood it? And let it be there. Understood it? Till ice melts completely, the thermometer reading will remain the same. So heat is absorbed from the surrounding. So latent meaning hidden. For example, we take naphthalene, that is easiest experiment. Naphthalene, powder it. You put a thermometer. Understood it? So when we heat it, as long as naphthalene remains in the solid, the temperature does not get risen it. As the naphthalene melts, if you allow it to melt, till the naphthalene completely melts, temperature will remain the same. So that the temperature which is hidden from the thermometer is latent heat. So we can say that when a solid gets converted into liquid, there is latent heat of fusion. And when the liquid gets converted into gas, there is latent heat of vaporization. That is a simple reason we say the steam produces more severe burn than boiling water. Steam produces more severe burn than boiling water. Why it is so? The boiling water, though the temperature is the same, steam at 100 degrees Celsius and boiling water also 100 degrees Celsius. The steam has got more heat energy in the form of latent heat of vaporization. Understood? Don't say that steam has got more energy. Don't say that its temperature is higher. Steam is 100 degrees Celsius and water is also 100 degrees. Boiling water is also 100 degrees Celsius. So what do we say? The steam has got more heat energy in the form of its latent heat of vaporization. You need to mention that. Therefore, anything which has got more energy causes severe burn. Similarly, ice is better in cooling than ice water. Ice is at 0 degrees Celsius and ice water is also 0 degrees Celsius. When do we get ice water? Ice water is obtained ice plus latent heat of fusion. So ice water contains more heat energy and ice contains less heat energy. And the one which has got less heat energy can withdraw more heat. You understood it clearly? The one which has got less heat energy can withdraw more heat energy, and one which has got more energy, more heat energy can produce more severe burn. Understood it clearly? So latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat is the energy which is needed only for the change of state. You know, normally when a solid is heated or a liquid is heated, liquid expands. When a solid is heated, suppose like we have ice at minus 4 degrees Celsius. Understood it? And when it is heated, what takes place? The energy is used for the expansion. The molecules are trying to vibrate faster, so the substance gets expanded. And when it reaches the melting point, the expansion of the solid does not take place. At that point, what takes place is the force of attraction between the molecules are decreased. And when the force of attraction is decreased, the solid gets converted into liquid or the liquid gets converted into gas. So when any substance is heated, we can summarize it this way. The substance will expand as long as temperature rises. The substance will expand as long as the temperature rises. And once the change of state has begun, the energy supplied is used only for the change of state. Once the change of state has given, the energy supplied is used only for the change of state. That is why there is no rise in temperature in the thermometer. You understood it well? Latent heat is clear? Understood it? So number of questions are asked. The change of state from solid to liquid is melting. The freezing point of water and melting point of ice are the same, 0 degrees Celsius. When we take water at 0 degrees Celsius, has more heat energy in the, don't say that more temperature. It has more heat energy in the form of latent heat. And ice at 0 degrees Celsius has got less heat energy in the form of latent heat, though the temperature is the same. Quantity of water, quantity of ice remain the same. The temperature remains the same. But what is difference between them? The water has got latent heat of fusion, ice does not have the latent heat of fusion. So ice is at having lower heat energy and water is having higher heat energy. Is it clear? And then due to this is taking place. Similarly, steam at 100 degrees Celsius has more heat energy in the form of its latent heat of vaporization. Because latent heat, steam, gas, so it is the latent heat of vaporization. And boiling water at 100 degrees Celsius has got less heat energy in the form of latent heat of vaporization. Therefore, steam produces severe burn than boiling water. Remember, the boiling point depends upon the atmospheric conditions. Understood it? When we say that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius means it is at the normal pressure, normal at the sea level. 1 atmospheric pressure is the pressure at the sea level. There, pure water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. And when we go to higher altitudes, when the pressure is decreased, the boiling point gets decreased. When the pressure is decreased, the boiling point gets decreased. That is why if you don't pressure cookers in higher altitudes, the cooking will take more time. If you don't use pressure cookers at higher altitude, the cooking will take, on the water-based cooking, it will take a long time. The reason is what? When we go up, higher altitude, pressure is less. Lower the pressure, lower the boiling point. Say for example, at the higher altitude, if the water boils at 80 degrees Celsius, understood it? And once 80 degrees Celsius has reached, then the energy what we supply is used only for the change of state. That is the reason you know that when we do the cooking in the kitchen, earlier they used to say that once the liquid has come to boil, then you make the flame in the same position. Understood it? Supposedly you are cooking some dal or something, put it in a container, put water and you heat it. The dal and water gets heat energy till it boils. And once it is boiled, the heat then further we supply is used only for the change of state. So whatever is present inside, that does not get any heat energy. So when we put the flame into sim means it gives enough energy to maintain the temperature. When the gas flame is put into sim, what is actually taking place? It gives minimum amount of energy so that the temperature of the liquid remains same. You understand? Otherwise, once it is boiled, you completely boil it. It is, as far as science is concerned, it is of no use. Because what is the reason? The heat supplied is used only for the change of state. You understood it well? So latent heat. So in higher altitudes, if we need water-based cooking, we need to use cookers. If cookers are not used, say for example, water boils at 80 degrees Celsius, then the rice that is placed in its side will be cooked, because after reaching 80 degrees Celsius, the heat supplied is not taken by the rice. The heat supplied is used only by the water to vaporize. Understood it clearly? So that is the advantage of pressure cookers. When we increase the pressure, then boiling point will be increased. Say for example, in a pressure cooker, if the temperature goes 140 degrees Celsius, something that is cooked inside the cooker gets the heat energy till the temperature falls 140. Otherwise, what has happened? 100 degrees Celsius water boils. Afterwards, the energy supplied is used only for the change of state. So, latent heat is the heat needed for the change of state without rising any temperature. Understood it clearly? And where that energy goes. So, once the physical state has changed, the energy supplied is used to decrease the force of attraction. Understood it? What have I told you? When a solid is heated, solid expands. The expansion solid goes to the maximum, then the change of state begins. And when the solid gets converted into liquid, the energy used is only for the change of state. Understood it? So to decrease the force of attraction between the molecules, that heat energy is used. And this is all about the change of state. Solid to liquid and liquid to gas. This is what is taking place. Sublimation process I did explain. And I did even explain when does the change of state take place. The gases gets converted into liquid. Two conditions. Any of these conditions are applicable. One is to increase the pressure and second is to decrease the temperature. The solid gets converted into liquid only on increasing the temperature. Liquid gets converted into gas only on increase of temperature. And gases conversion into liquid is affected by two processes. What it is saying is by this process. Understood it? When the change of pressure or change of temperature. You know, we use thermometers to measure the temperature. Understood it? Normal temperature, we measure it in degrees Celsius. The temperatures are marked in degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit scale or Kelvin scale. Nowadays, on account of the corona pandemic, the temperature is measured in Fahrenheit scale or in degrees Celsius also. It is not measured in Kelvin scale. In fact, all thermometers are one and the same. It is marked considering the melting point of ice and the boiling point of water. So if you have a thermometer, its lowest point is marked by keeping it in melting ice. And we believe ice melts at 0 degrees Celsius, therefore it is marked 0 degrees Celsius. We believe ice melts at 32 Fahrenheit, therefore it is marked 32 Fahrenheit. We believe ice melts at 273 Kelvin, so we mark it as 270. Understood? And the thermometer is taken in boiling water. Thermometer reading will, the mercury reading will go up. And where it reaches, because once the liquid started its boiling, temperature remain constant. Whether the liquid is boiled for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 20 minutes, the temperature will remain the same. So at that constant temperature, if it is in degrees Celsius, we mark it as 100 degrees Celsius. If it is in Fahrenheit, we mark it as 212 Fahrenheit. And if it is in Kelvin, we mark it as 373 degrees Celsius. 0 and 100 divisions are there. One division is equal to 1 degree Celsius. 32 and 212, 180 divisions, and one division is 1 Fahrenheit. 273 and 373, 100 divisions, we mark it as 100 divisions, which one division is 1 Kelvin. So 3 scales are used for measuring the temperature. And all these scales are marked by putting it in melting ice and boiling water. Understood it clearly? So you need to do you can do the conversion easily. How? Fahrenheit minus the lowest is started from 0. So F minus 32 upon, it has got 180 divisions. F minus 32 upon 180 is equal to K. The lowest K is started from 273. So K minus 273 upon 100 is equal to C. Lowest is 0. C minus 0 upon 100. I'll repeat once again. Each of the scale can be converted into one another. How do we do it? Note down. F minus, F is starting from 32. So F minus 32 upon 180. 32 to 212, 180 divisions are there. So how do we convert F minus 32 upon 180 is equal to K starting from 273, K minus 273 upon 100 is equal to C starting from 0, C minus 0 upon 100. So using these equations, you can convert different scales into different ones. Understood? Degree Celsius can be converted into Fahrenheit, can be converted into Kelvin scale. Understood? Kelvin scale is known as absolute scale. That is ultimate scale which is used in scientific measurements. Everything we mentioned it in Kelvin scale. Kelvin scale starting from 0, so starting from 100 Kelvin. And high boiling point of water is 373. So 273 to 373, 100 divisions. 32 to 212, 180 divisions. 0 to 100 divisions. You understood how to convert the scales? I'll repeat once again. F minus 32 upon 180 is equal to C minus 0 upon 100 is equal to K minus 273 upon 100. And by which each of the scale can be converted into one another. Right? So this NCERT book, these activities which are given, you must know it. Convert the following temperature in the Celsius scale, 300 Kelvin, 573 Kelvin. That all questions you must know it. All right. Okay. Take care. We'll continue in the next class.